go. Hey everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Fantastic.
We're talking football, so I'm good.
Talking Dynasty football, can't beat that. We're coming back at you guys with another edition of our Dynasty Stock Market. Just did one on the rookie edition. Go check that out definitely. Today, some guys on this list, some guys that have underperformed, some guys with a ton of hype, some guys in some new situations. Tons of stuff going on here. These guys are going to tell you whether it's time for these guys to put up or shut up. Just real quick, they'll put up, they'll hold up the buy card. If they think it's time for these guys to shut up, they'll put up the sell card. Right before we jump into it, if you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, if you're looking for a place to play Dynasty football, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Over 600 Dynasty leagues, never folded a single one. With that said, let's jump right into this. First guy on the list, just got a little competition at the running back position. Little touchdown dependent. Having said that, put up or shut up, Josh Jacobs. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. He was the guy a year ago I was super high on. Thought he was going to have a great year last year, and disappointed me some last year. And then them bringing in Kenyon Drake definitely doesn't make me feel better. So I think I'm out on Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, JK took the words right out of my mouth. He's touchdown dependent. I mean, they bring in Kenyon Drake. That's enough for me. I was never really big on him in the first place, so this just kind of solidifies my stance on Josh Jacobs.
All right, next guy on the list. Doc, you've been telling me this guy's going to be a top 5 running back for the last 2 years. Put up or shut up, Joe Mixon. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I think this is finally the year. I mentioned it a few shows ago, but he was on pace for a ton of targets last year, had injuries not derailed his season. A lot of the rumors suggest the Bengals are bringing in maybe Jamar Chase, maybe Kyle Pitts. So I as much as that seems like it wouldn't help Mixon, I think it's just going to open everything up. And he's going to – I think it's going to look very similar to Todd Gurley's role with the Rams a few years back. Same offense, same kind of style. And I think Mixon's going to be able to do the same kind of things Gurley did. I think this is the year. If he's able to stay healthy, he's going to dominate this year.
I'm with him.
Yeah, I like it. You had a stat the other day about the pace he was on,
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
amount of carries. I actually checked that when I went back the other day, and I'll pop it up on the screen for you guys to see. His workload was amazing prior to the injury. So if he can keep that up for a full season, look out for Joe Mixon this year. Next guy on the list, wide receiver. Ton of hype when he came out. Had a great rookie season. Kind of fell off the last 2 seasons. Put up or shut up, Mike Williams. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. Lots to like with the Herbert connection, but for me, he's just always struggle to stay on the field and stay healthy. Keenan Allen's, the number one there still for the foreseeable future. And I think they're a team who's going to look to add some more talent in the draft. So, I don't know, just not super excited about Mike Williams. Very touchdown dependent. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think he's touchdown dependent, and he's kind of reliant on those big jump ball plays down the field, whereas, Keenan Allen's just getting peppered with targets. Despite all that, I think, Mike Williams was drafted high for a reason. We've seen his talent when he's been able to stay on the field. It's just he hasn't been able to stay on the field. So as much as it's hard to bet against a guy that gets hurt that much, I think he's going to be able to put together one of his better seasons this year, and I think he's going to be a big part of that offense. And hopefully he gets back to what he was a couple years ago when he had a couple of big games and a relatively good season.
Yeah, he looked really good his rookie season.
I got to think value-wise, too. It's really good.
Yeah, Mike Williams almost a throw-in on trades.
Yeah.
Similar to Corey Davis, as we've said a million times over the last couple of years. All right, this next guy on the list, a guy I actually just seen a report on a couple of days ago. The Seahawks say he's 100% healthy, ready to go this season. Put up or shut up, Rashad Penny. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Yeah.
What's funny, when you said they said he's 100% healthy, I wanted to turn around and flip it on the buy. And, I'll even just talk positively about him for a second. I loved him coming out of college. I really thought he was one of the better running backs in that class. I was kind of shocked when they took him in the first, but I thought, hey, I really like him. I think, He's 220 pounds, super athletic too. But man, he's missed so far, just struggled to stay on the field, and they just reinvested in Chris Carson, which is the reason I ended up throwing this. But I don't know. I still think he could be better than Chris Carson given the same opportunities, but it's so tough.
Yeah, totally agree that I think he'd be better with the same opportunities. I'm not even really worried about the injuries, even though that's been a big issue for him. It's Chris Carson, and the fact that the Seahawks were willing to spend the money they did to bring him back. I mean, it tells me they're not super confident in Penny being able to handle that workload. And though he might have a couple of big hit games, I don't think I could trust him to be, a bell cow at any point or even fantasy relevant for that matter.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. And as you're sitting here talking, I'm thinking, I think it's a good opportunity if you're sitting on Rashad Penny, probably drafted him in the first round a couple of years ago. Maybe go to the Chris Carson owner, look for a second-round pick.
Yeah.
I think if I'm sitting on Chris Carson, I'd at least have to consider that.
Yeah, knowing his injury history too, I think that's a fair point to make there.
Maybe even a 2022 second. Those are a lot easier to get rid of.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, this next guy, a fantasy stud 2 years ago. I think he finished number 2 or number 3 overall at quarterback. Opportunity presents itself to be a starter again this year. Jameis Winston, put up or shut up. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, don't look.
Yeah, I know.
That's cheating.
I don't know.
I actually feel pretty good about Jameis Winston's ability to put up good numbers this season. Will it be like what we saw in Tampa Bay where the numbers are great, but they lose a lot of games and he throws a zillion interceptions and then doesn't end up being the starter next year? I could very well see that happening. But at least for this year, I expect him to put up good numbers. And, I think maybe a year under Breeze might have helped him a little bit too. Just seeing his emotion when Breeze retired, I feel like Breeze had a pretty good impact on him. So hopefully that kind of helps him make that jump too. Plus he has Sean Payton, who's a great coach.
Yeah, so really I agree with all of that. The one thing that why I just am not going and getting him in any leagues is they gave Taysom Hill like $40 million.
Well,
yeah,
sort
of. It's like all avoidable and all that. But I just think I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. That part is weird.
If they would have committed and said, Jameis is our quarterback, Taysom's still a gadget player, then I'd be like, all right, let's do this. But they're making it seem like it's gonna be a real competition. They both could. I don't know. I'm just a little.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I am betting on him to win the competition.
Yeah, and I hope he does.
That honestly could easily not happen.
Yeah, one thing I do like about the possibility of Jameis Winston's numbers this year is, the 80 easy dump offs to Alvin Kamara. Something he's never had in his career. Something, I said back on a few episodes ago with Sam Darnold. Like, one of the reasons I think he makes a big jump this year is, 100 times he gets to throw to Christian McCaffrey, the number 1 player in Dynasty football, and he gets all those stats for that. I think it's going to help. If Winston's a starter, I think it helps him and Darnold the same way. And this last guy, I've always said a bunch of times these guys two of the biggest naysayers on James Robinson. I say that because this is my James Robinson, a guy I've been a naysayer on for a couple years now, and I'm still there. I don't know about these guys. Put up or shut up. Austin Eckler, 3, 2, 1, go.
So I knew you were gonna throw him by. You can talk about him first.
Yeah, there's too much upside with the catches. That's the thing, and I have good faith in him being able to stay on the field. He was really durable before a freak kind of injury last year, so I have faith in him staying durable. Herbert's gonna dump off a ton of balls to him as well, and I like his odds to continue to be a good running back, and he'll be putting up the numbers that he's worth and show that he earned that contract he got a couple years ago.
Yeah, and I don't feel super strongly about either take. I think he'll just be decent, but for me, that's a little disappointing. I think he gets a little more hype than he should.
Yeah, me too.
I felt that was the case until he just crushed me 2 years in a row with Melvin Gordon on the team. And I just have a lot of faith in that dude. It's kind of similar to like almost like how we talked about Philip Lindsay, like that chip on his shoulder. Like he comes out, and he just plays so hard. I just love watching him play, and he actually puts up pretty good numbers consistently. So I got a lot of faith in him.
Right, and he was amazing that one season. Man. I mean, shocked a lot of people. I'm just going to say it again. I
Yeah.
still think
He also had Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
who's just made a career
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
But I mean, when you have LT
Yeah.
as a running back,
Yeah.
that's going to be part of your repertoire
Oh,
as a
yeah,
quarterback.
just get used
so.
to it.
Yeah, right. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Dynasty Stock Market. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. One last time, if you're looking to get in a Dynasty League, right now we're posting orphan teams daily. One of the best ways to get into a Dynasty League, get half price. The previous owners paid your deposit. So definitely take a look out at some of the orphan teams. With that said, any last words?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Go Browns.
Go Browns.